What's going on in the box office this weekend? Pick a movie, any movie. How are you going to do this weekend?
Hello and welcome to Visual Recreation, the essential video guide to winning FML each and every week. I'm your local movie buff, Andrew.
And I'm Joey, the strategy guy. And before we take a look at any new movies this week, let's do a quick recap of what happened last weekend in the box office. Well, Unforgettable came in at $4.7 million.
Making it pretty forgettable.
Pretty forgettable. So probably not even going to pick that in our FML Cineplex this week. And then Born in China just barely topped all the other new movies this past weekend, and it brought home $4.8 million. While F8, The Fate of the Furious, came in a little under projected at $38.6 million. It was still able to lead your box office and become part of the perfect cinema.
Which, do you want me to talk about that? Because I think somebody got perfect cinema, and if I'm not mistaken, it was me.
That's right.
I got it. So the perfect cinema, to recap, it was 1 F8, The Fate of the Furious, and then 7 Gifted, which expanded last week, so it made more to get 4.5 million each, which then add another 2 per bonus. One movie that's trying not to be square this week is The Circle. This is a movie about a woman who works for the biggest social media / tech company and is put on an experimental project where lines of privacy, trust, and friends and family get blurred.
Yeah, and it reminds me a lot about that movie that came out in 2001 called Antitrust, where this guy gets his dream job with this huge computer company, and then he quickly finds out some dark secrets about the company, and it leads him to a conclusion that he can't trust anyone except for himself. I thought it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it, but The Circle looks just as promising as it has a great cast.
Yeah, speaking of cast, the movie stars Tom Hanks, Emma Watson, and John Boyega. I mean, what this movie lacks in studio power, experience of director and writer, it makes up for in star power. I mean, how can you go wrong with any of the 3 I just mentioned? So that leaves us with one question this week. Will The Circle be able to run laps around its competition, or will it die off before its IPO? If there was one movie that I was worried about typing into Google to research, it would be How to Be a Latin Lover. So this movie is about a male gigolo who gets kicked out of his wealthy girlfriend / wife's apartment, and he has to go live with his sister while trying to concoct another plan to get in with another rich, wealthy wife.
Yeah, this probably not even gonna think about seeing this movie.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. This movie stars Rob Lowe, Kristen Bell, Selma Hayek, and a ton more other stars that are probably going to do little cameos. This movie is directed by Ken Marino, who you won't know much by his directing, but he is an actor that you might know for his small roles in movies such as We're the Millers and Role Models. I mean, this movie does not really look good. All the trailers look hokey. They don't really look funny. I feel like it's just going to be one of these movies with a thin plot and hoping that some small cameos from big name actors will help reel it in, kind of like how Chips was.
Yeah, it's just one of those movies that they're kind of throwing at us this weekend so that there's a comedy in the box office.
Well, good luck. Are you looking for a superhero movie that isn't done by DC or Marvel? Well, you're in luck, because this week Sleight comes out, or Sleight.
Sleight.
Yeah, Sleight of hand, that's right. This is a movie where a teenager is put in charge of himself and his little sister when his parents die. He turns to illegal activities to provide for everybody. Then the deal goes south, shockingly, and he has to turn to street magic to help save his kidnapped sister.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a huge fan of magic. I mean, this movie looks very interesting. It's an original screenplay. Even though it does have limited theaters this week, I don't know, it looks really good.
Yeah, about 550 theaters it's in. This movie stars the young up-and-comer Jacob Lattimore and also one of my favorite actors, Dule Hill from Psych. So that leaves us with the question of, will this movie be able to bring David Blaine's street magic to the box office, or will it have its mind freaked when nobody goes to see it?
And this takes us to our top 5 of this weekend's box office, and starting with number 5, How to Be a Latin Lover. That's looking to make $6.4 million this weekend. Then coming in at number 4, Beauty and the Beast, which is gonna drop 32%, and that's looking to bring in $6.5 million. Next, number 3 for your box office this weekend is The Boss Baby, looking to bring in another $9.1 million, and that's only gonna drop around 28% this weekend. And coming in at number 2 is The Circle, and that's hoping to reach $13.5 million. And then, of course, this weekend, again, The Fate of the Furious, looking to bring in $18.8 million, and that shows a decrease of 51%, as it looks to be the number 1 spot again this weekend.
Wow. That brings us to this week's food for thought. Joey, what's on the menu?
Well, it looks like some tasty treats for you this weekend. We're looking at Sleight. First of all, even though it's only coming in at 550 theaters, it's looking like it could bring in $5 million. And if that's the case, you can choose 2 circles, 1 Beauty and the Beast, and 5 Sleights, and that'll bring you up to $58.5 million roughly. And then if Sleight does by chance get the bonus, then just add $10 million more on top of that.
Now, we haven't confirmed any of the information we're about to tell you, but if Lost City can expand into more theaters, with its price point, it has a great shot at getting bonus, which then that means you can pick 3 circles and then 5 Lost Cities, which can come to about $54.5 million. And if Lost City does get the bonus, then it could be $64.5 million.
That's right. And if you're looking for another option this weekend, you can choose 1 circle, 2 Boss Babies, and you can throw in 5 Sleights in there, and that'll get you roughly around $56 million.
And this comes to our picks, where I'm trying to go back to back with perfect cinemas. My early pick this week is 1 Get Out, 1 The Circle, and 6 Beauty and the Beast, which can get you roughly about $53.5 million or so.
Yeah.
What do you have, Joey?
That sounds pretty good. I'm looking to select 2 circles this weekend, 2 Beauty and the Beast, 3 Sleights, and 1 Lost City, and that's looking to bring in 56 million or possibly more.
How risky is our picks? Have us your own food for thought you want to feed us? Leave it in the comment section below.
Remember to like this video if you like it, and subscribe.
And remember, you gotta risk it to get the biscuit.